So if there's a way to do a video reply to specific comments on a YouTube video, I would love to know, because I haven't found it yet. But I'm gonna reply to this super, super lovely human who already knows the answer to everything, but actually doesn't understand what communism is or was, or that it wasn't even close to Marxism. They ask, what was your grandfather doing from 1933 to 1945? This is a rhetorical question, of course. I already know the answer. Implying that my grandfather was a fascist, because that's the only argument that communists ever have is, oh, you're against communism? That must mean that you're a fascist. And the fascists do the same thing, but they were actually more like brothers. So, he was born in 1940, so that means he was 5, for those of you who can't do math, when World War II ended. Nemo is not an expert in demonology. Probably not an expert in anything, really. But I'm pretty sure fascists don't emerge from the earth. So what was his father doing? Yeah, his father was Yugoslavian, so he was also being, like, persecuted, like, everywhere, because that's kind of how Eastern Europe was. They just did that. All of Europe did that, really. The period of 1919 to 1921 is like, oh, the communists were so persecuted in Hungary. Oh, the communists, the poor communists, they were all run out of the country. Boo-hoo. But they already know the answer, by the way, so it's not worth trying to lie. The communists who don't understand communism think that anyone who's against it must be a fascist, right? Which is just incorrect. The anti-fascist underground in Hungary specifically mostly became the anti-communist underground as well. The people who were against one extreme dictatorship were also against the other extreme dictatorship. Oh, and this part's really gonna confuse and upset the tankies, whose worldview is completely distorted by propaganda. The fascists in Hungary became communists after the Soviet takeover. Yeah, not all of them, but a lot of them did, because they realized, oh, that's not very different than fascism, is it now? No, so a lot of the people in the government just kind of became communists, and many of them were subjected to the Rakaushi purges. And then the Aerocross party, you know, the fascist, basically Hungarian version of the Gestapo, they worked hand in hand with the Nazis. And then the Aerocross party kind of just became the AVO, the secret police of Hungary that operated underneath the KGB. Yeah, the fascists just became communists. Generally, people who are anti-fascist are also anti-communist.